Welcome to the Comicstorian channel, where we take some of your favorite comic books from single issues to various trade paperbacks, and we break down the stories into a digestible bite, allowing you to understand what is happening in your favorite pop culture universe, be it the lore or the storylines, so that you can get into this crazy fad that is going on right now. Recently in Marvel Comics, they ran a storyline known as Damnation. Damnation features some of your favorite superheroes, from Doctor Strange to Ghost Rider to the Scarlet Spider to Iron Fist to Moon Knight, just to name a few. And the storyline involves Mephisto somehow becoming trapped on Earth and battling against your favorite heroes in Las Vegas, taking control of the Avengers, turning them into Ghost Riders, and attempting to, well, we don't know what he's trying to do yet. Wong has gathered together various superheroes to battle against Mephisto and his army. And when we last left off, we discovered that every Avenger, including Doctor Strange, now contained a spirit of vengeance. And that playlist to the original storyline is down below. But now, let's pick up right where we left off. And if you enjoy this, let me know by joining us on Twitter at Comicstorian, where we can talk about your favorite superheroes, comic books, video games, or movies, whatever it is. I'll see you there. Now, to start off today's story is going to be Scarlet Spider, issue 15. And we're going to find out exactly how the Scarlet Spider joined the fight. As Scarlet Spider, Ben Reilly, walks through the streets of Las Vegas, he thinks back to his most recent run-in with Mysterio. He could have taken him out for good, but instead he let him go. Maybe because they're too similar? Two guys just trying to turn their lives around? Whatever the reason, he should probably go check in on Aunt June to make sure that she's doing okay. Except as he walks into Mercury Towers, he sees June isn't at her usual slot machine. He runs upstairs to her room, knocking on the door, asking if she's there. It slowly opens, and instead of seeing June, he sees a little girl with red hair. The girl tells him that she's been waiting for him to show up, and Ben asks, "Have we, met?" She tells him no. Her name is Jezebel, and right now she's going to need him to sit down and listen for a moment. Ben asks her, "Where's June?" And Jezebel tells him that her employers have her. But before he flies off the handle, Ben tenses up, shouting, "You have no idea who you're messing with!" And Jezebel says, "I'm pretty sure I have an idea. Now sit!" Just as she finishes her sentence, her eyes glow white, and Ben is launched across the room and into a chair. As he falls over, he tells her, "All right, I'm listening now." Just then there's an earthquake, and Jezebel says, "It seems they're moving faster than I thought. Just climb up onto the wall or something so you don't slip around." Ben says that he's going to take a guess and state that that wasn't a normal earthquake, and she tells him no. Doctor Strange took it upon himself to repair all of the damage that was recently done to Las Vegas. Downtown was annihilated, and he decided to fix it. But in the process, he unleashed something. They call it Hotel Inferno, and it's run by Mephisto. My organization is going to need you to join the fight against Mephisto. Ben asks her, "Are you nuts? I stick to walls and shoot webs. Demon Lords are way out of my pay grade. The Doctor can fix his own mess. The Avengers are going to help him anyway." Jezebel tells him that they will come, and they will provide no help at all. They will be turned into demons, spirits of vengeance. You know them as Ghost Riders. However, there is another group, one that can actually stand a chance against Mephisto, the Midnight Suns. Ben scoffs. "That sounds like a crappy band name." "Look, whatever your group or organization or whatever is," but Jezebel stops him. "The Diogenes Initiative." Ben tells her, "I've heard of that before. Black Marvel mentioned it once." Jezebel says, "Look, we have June. Go out there and act like a damn hero, or very bad things are going to happen to your Aunt June. Understand?" Ben stares for a moment and tells her, "Yeah, I understand. I'm also going to assume that you aren't really a little girl, huh?" She tells him, No, I am not." And Ben tells her, "Good." Just as Jezebel asks why is that, Ben punches her across the room and into the wall. She gets up. "Ow." And Ben says, "Oh, did that hurt?" She coughs, telling him yes, and he leaves, telling her good. Later, down at the local gun store, a demon jumps through the window and the store owner shouts for him to get out. The demon lunges at him, but before he can reach him, the demon is webbed up and pulled back. Ben asks the demon, "How about we go outside and leave the poor guy alone?" The demon sprouts wings from its back, and Ben tells it, "Crap, now that's not fair." It starts to fly upwards into the ceiling, and Ben begins to yell, "It's not gonna work! My feet are sticky enough that no matter what." But seconds later, the demon breaks through the ceiling, ripping Ben off the ground, and he thinks to himself, "Perfect, just perfect. Betcha Peter never had days like this." As the demon flies off with Ben Reilly dangling from behind, Ben sees a sign and webs onto it, pulling the demon back down, slamming it into the sign. He then sighs, telling himself, okay, now that that's over with, time to go back to the gun store and suit up. He equips several guns, a tactical helmet, sidearms, and decides that he's ready to take on Mephisto and the demon horde. But as he finishes up, there's a scream coming from inside. Speeding down the road, a demon in a cement truck drives straight towards a group of people shouting, "This is what the city needs! Urban renewal!" Ben quickly webs onto the side of it, climbing in, telling the demon, "This commute is really hell, isn't it?" A short while later, across town, Wong stands before a group of heroes recently turned into Ghost Riders, stating that they need to think of a new plan. And that's when a cement truck plows into the Ghost Riders, with Ben hopping out, telling everyone, "Hey, hurry up! This isn't gonna keep them down long. You'll be safe with me. Maybe." Now with Damnation, issue 3. Doctor Strange fires another blast down onto Wong, and Bats asks, "Shouldn't you be trying the whole, Steven, I know you're in there thing?" Wong shields himself, stating, "I would if that were true. But the truth is, if that thing is our friend, Steven's soul already belongs to Mephisto." Doctor Strange flies downward, grabbing Wong by the neck, shouting, "Look at me! Gaze into the stare of!" But as he pauses for a moment, he says, "Holy crap! This place is bananas!" Wong opens his eyes, asking, "Bats?" And from inside of Doctor Strange's body, Bats tells him, "Yeah, never possessed anyone before, but you did say that there was a vacancy." Bats begins to flex his hand, stating, "Hey, thumbs! That's fun!" Meanwhile, over with Blade, still trapped under Thor's hammer. The others try to come up with a plan to help when Mr. Knight says, "I've got an idea. Maybe someone inside my head is worthy of picking up that thing." Elsa tells him to knock it off, and as he tries to lift it, the hammer lifts. Mr. Knight yells, "See? I'm not crazy! In fact, I'm worthy! I am... Whoa!" The hammer rockets out of Mr. Knight's hand and back to Thor, who then calls, "Avengers, assemble!" Mr. Knight dusts his hands off, stating, "Well, I was worthy." And Els asks if it's raining blood now. Well, that's just great. Iron Fist looks back at where Blade was, but sees him not there, asking, "Yo, where did that guy go?" And outside, Blade is holding onto Thor's hammer as it goes back, stabbing Thor right in the eye. He gets up, stating, "Yeah, thanks for the drink, but I gotta split. Also, that sword in your eye is a bomb. Enjoy." The handle of the sword explodes, but as the smoke clears, the rest of the converted heroes all stand up, and Blade simply says, "Well, crap!" Wong rallies everyone together, telling them that this is it. This is where it ends. Everyone begins to take on an Avenger, and as they begin to struggle, Wong shouts to Johnny to do it. Johnny rides in and is immediately knocked off his bike by Black Panther Ghost Rider. Black Panther lifts up Johnny, telling him, "Stare, behold your penance!" And after a few seconds, Johnny says, yeah, that's not really gonna work. Not really the penance type. Nice try, though." Johnny then kicks Black Panther in the groin and laughs, getting back at his bike. Amateurs. He revs it up and begins to drive to the side of Hotel Inferno. And just as he reaches the top, he crashes into Mephisto's penthouse. Mephisto sits up in his chair, telling him, "Well, that was a neat trick. But this can't be, right? This can't be the grand total of Wong's little plan, can it?" Johnny stares at Mephisto's eyes, telling him, "It's been a long day coming. Why don't we just end this? Just you and..." But before he could finish, Mephisto blows out his fire, telling him, "Oh, please." Johnny asks, "What did you just do?" And Mephisto tells him that he lifted the curse. "You're human again. Congratulations." And he kicks Johnny out of the hotel. Meanwhile, over in Iron Fist 78, Iron Fist slowly begins to see the world around him change and turn to white. He looks around, stating, "Hey, I was just fighting in Vegas. But this is Vegas. It feels like..." And that's when Iron Fist hears the words, "Harold, pull me up!" When he looks back, he sees his father plummeting into the snow and he runs over. Iron Fist's father, Wendell, looks up asking, "Is that you? Danny, I died so you could be more. But you failed me, Danny. You failed me and your mother." As Wendell's icy hand reaches up, a voice calls out to Iron Fist, telling him to run. Iron Fist asks if that's Mom, and Wendell says, "You can't save her. You're too late. You're always too late." Wolves begin to surround Iron Fist's mother, Heather, as she tells him to leave, but Iron Fist kicks the wolves back, shouting, "No!" Heather grabs Iron Fist's hand, telling him, "You need to make Harold Meacham pay for doing this, for killing me and your father. Please!" Then Iron Fist clenches his fist, telling her, "I promise, I will get revenge." And just then a voice shouts, "Liar!" Iron Fist looks back to see his younger self walking up, telling him, "You made a promise, and you lied. Mommy and Daddy died for us, all so you can become this." The younger Danny points at the mark on his chest, yelling, all of those years of training, turning them into the perfect weapon, all with one goal: The scenery changes and Harold is now sitting in his wheelchair, stating that he waited 10 years for this. Kill me. The younger Danny says that this was his chance, but you broke the promise. And Iron Fist yells, no! Harold's life was ruined. He was a pathetic old man. Letting him live was punishment. He wanted to die, so I denied him that. The younger Danny then asks, really? Did it even cross your mind that Harold said those things so that you wouldn't kill him? But then, somebody else stepped in to ensure that you'd never be able to deliver on your promise. Iron Fist watches as a shadow stabs Harold, and as the shadow steps forward, Iron Fist asks if that's Miranda. Miranda says that his mother, his father, they gave their lives for him. Hell, she died twice for him. Why? Why does everyone around him die so that Danny Rand can live? Iron Fist begins to cry, stating that he tried to find her, but Miranda screams, lies! You left me with them. As more of Iron Fist's memories come back to haunt him, he's suddenly surrounded by his past, and young Danny tells him that he belongs here. For everything that he's ever done, for all the lives that he's sacrificed, all with nothing to return, he deserves this. And another voice tells Iron Fist to take his younger self's hand. Iron Fist looks up, and he sees Mephisto sitting on his throne telling him, this is where you belong. Iron Fist slowly reaches out, and then another voice tells him, don't do it, kid. He looks back and sees Orson. Orson goes on telling him that he's stronger than this. The devil is trying to play him. And then Iron Fist sees Fat Cobra pushing through the crowd, punching, telling him, wake up! As he shakes his head, he's back in Las Vegas asking where did he... But Fat Cobra tells him, I found you unconscious on the road. You were staring off into nothingness, babbling like a drunken fool and drooling, well, also like a drunken fool. To wake you up, I had to administer a 10-finger lightning slap to bring you back from a catatonic state. It was an incredibly powerful strike, and there was a good chance that it could have killed you. But seeing how alive you are, it did not. Also, now that you're awake, what's going on? There's demons everywhere, Danny. Iron Fist thinks, I was fighting Hawkeye, but he was possessed, all lit up like a Ghost Rider. Next thing I know, I was in my own personal hell, and damn it, I was penance stared. Fat Cobra tells him, right, well, now that that's over with, we should probably go to your fight. Poster said it was soon. As the demons attack, Iron Fist asks, wait, what posters? And Fat Cobra tells him, you should know, the ones that say Iron Fist fights for his soul at a hotel Inferno, they're everywhere. Iron Fist punches, releasing a massive amount of energy, knocking all the demons away, stating, okay, let me have a look at that. He rips off a poster and it reads, Iron Fist will fight for his soul. Can the Kung Fu Master defeat 24 men in 24 hours? The two rush into the arena inside of Hotel Inferno and they see everyone cheering as the fight takes place. Iron Fist asks who's he fighting. And the demon tells him that it's Iron Fist, man. He's fighting some dude. Sano something. It's like his 10th fight. He's been decimating them out there. Iron Fist runs down to the arena and sees someone fighting, but when he sees who it is, he says no, it can't be. After the opponent is stopped on, a demon walks in the arena shouting that the winner by first round elimination is still the undefeated Orson Randall, the Iron Fist. But back over in Scarlet Spider issue 16. On the Las Vegas streets, Ben Reilly joins the fight with Wong, asking if he's sure about this. Heading into Hotel Inferno is pretty much giving Mephisto some home field advantage, isn't it? And Wong tells him to look around. The entirety of Las Vegas is his home field now. Ben tells him, yeah, but that's the thing. People always say that before they charge into battle that they'll lose, in order to convince themselves they have a chance. And Wong tells him, then that's why you need to stay behind. Once we attack, if Mephisto summons help, we're going to need someone on the outside stopping them. So Ben swings off, stating, sure, no problem. My spider sense can help determine which people are bad guys and which aren't. It'll just make things easier. So he webs up the entrance of the city and stands triumphantly stating that should do it, a nice barrier of webbing. Also, I made it thick enough to last for a few hours. I'd like to see someone try and get through that. And just as a police car speeds up, Ben thinks, okay, my first test. Two officers get out and one asks what's going on. Where the hell did the hotel come from? So Ben tells him that he actually just answered his own question with that statement. The other officer says that they need to hurry and get in there to make sure everything's okay. But Ben stops him, stating that they can't get past the webs. Trust me on that. The officer asks what webs, and when Ben looks back, he sees everyone running into the city and his webs are gone. Just as he asks what's going on, his spider sense goes off and the officers begin to shoot at him. He jumps up, webbing them, stating, great, more people are possessed by demons. After webbing them up and tossing them in their trunk, Ben says, all right, that should do it. And that's when a group of people run up asking what he's doing to the cops. He tells them that it's okay, they weren't really cops, they were demons. And one of the men asks, says, when are demons running around Las Vegas? So Ben tries to explain that they need to go back home, but then a woman in the crowd says that she has a better idea. How about we cut the spider into pieces? A few moments later, in an unruly crowd webbed up, Ben sits down asking, am I crazy? Everyone's evil. Problem is, none of them are triggering my spider sense until they attack. I've been fighting bad guys for years. I should know this stuff by now. As he sits there, a man calls out asking Ben what's going on. I was out with my wife and daughter and we got separated. Have you seen them? So Ben gets up asking, really? That's the strategy? He webs up the man's glasses, and as he pulls them off, he sees the man's eyes are red and he says, yeah, I thought so. So he punches him and the man asks, are you crazy? You just chipped a tooth. So Ben proceeds to beat up the lonely man, and just before he can knock him out, a voice shouts, Jimmy? Oh my God, Jimmy! Ben looks over at the woman and child, with the child asking why Spider-Man is beating up their daddy. He walks over saying, first, I'm the Scarlet Spider. And second, that man isn't your father. He has red eyes just like the other. And the woman stops him shouting, he has an inflammation of the middle layer of his eyes. He was undergoing treatment for it, you lunatic. The little girl then says that she thought Spider-Man was supposed to help people, but he's just a bully. As the family walks away, Ben says, okay, maybe I was mistaken this time. Can I help you getting your... But together the family turns back shouting, no! Ben watches the family leave and a voice tells him, it's not so easy to tell the good from the bad, is it, Scarlet Spider? Ben turns around and opens fire on Mephisto, but Mephisto waves them off, telling him, bullets, don't insult me. We are not your enemies here. But you wouldn't know that, would you? You have a great deal of trouble telling the difference. Maybe it's because deep down you've let yourself become the villain. Suddenly, Ben's gun turns into a martini glass and he throws it, yelling, don't distract me! Mephisto then says, how about we discuss this elsewhere? With a snap of his fingers, Ben finds himself on the top of a large cliff. And Mephisto says, we call this place Devil's Tower. Not as cushy as a hotel, but it's not without its charms. We're here to discuss business. I cannot read minds, but I can read souls, and your soul is the most black and tormented thing. The fact of the matter is that you really can't tell the difference between good and evil. More so in yourself, which is why so many of them see you as a villain. But see, that's where I come in. I can help. Your Aunt June was recently kidnapped, right? I can get her back. The little girl Abigail, who needs a cure for a fatal disease, I can save her. But most importantly, your soul can be purified. Ben tells him that he's lying. Mephisto holds out his hand, telling him, I am the Lord of Evil. Cleansing a soul is easy. So join me. Have a fresh start. Be what you were truly meant to be. A hero. Ben thinks about it for a moment. And then the Scarlet Spider shakes Mephisto's hand, telling him deal. And there you go. Part 2 of Damnation. If you want more Damnation, let me know by hitting me up on Twitter and telling me, Benny, we need more Damnation. I want to know what happens to Scarlet Spider, and how is Johnny going to recover from being kicked out of the hotel? And you can also let me know in the comments down below. We actually started launching this series earlier than I planned, but hey, it's working out. You guys seem to be enjoying it. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and press that little button for the notifications to let you know when videos go out. And I guess I'll see you guys next time right here. Thank you so much for your time, and hope you enjoyed.